Now is the first day of the summer holidays for a lot of the country, and if, like me, you've clearly not got kids, or they're older. Now, if you've got a couple of teenagers at home, it could be the first time that you've been forced to share the same air as them for some time, or rather that they've been forced to share the same air as you. Now, we all got talking earlier about the moment that you feel your teenager is pulling away from you, and you reckon it's actually the loneliest stage for a parent, Nadia. This is something we ended up talking about this morning.
Yeah, it was funny because Mark and I did a podcast on this, and when we were thinking about the title, "The Loneliest Being a Parent of a Teen," we thought everyone's going to be like, "What are you talking about?" And I think that's a lot of it with a teen. It was actually off the back of an article I read, actually an American one, and she was writing about that when your kids are really small, you can share everything, can't you? The fact that they're not sleeping, that they're not eating, they're not doing this. And women, actually, when the kids are younger, really bond over that. But then something different happens when you've got a teenager. Apart from the fact that they suddenly seem to dislike you intensely no matter what you do, and that you're the most embarrassing thing on the planet, and just breathing annoys them.
Yeah.
Apart from all of that, I think it becomes more difficult to share stuff about them with other people because you worry that they'll be judged or that you'll be judged. And I have felt a certain loneliness. Like, I'm more careful about what I would say about them because I don't want them to think how teenagers have got so many thoughts going on in their head. They can walk in, there they are when they were little and cute and loved me. They might walk in a room and not be particularly pleasant to everybody in the room, and you're just like, all the sorts of things that they might be going on with, spots, boyfriends, whatever, and yet they'll come across as just being moody or And I have found it lonely. I found it the loneliest time, actually, with teens, because I don't have the same sharing experience.
But also, you put it so nicely when we were talking before, and you just said it feels like they've fallen out of love with you.
Exactly. And what I was amazed with, how many people came back saying exactly the same thing. It's like, oh, my God, I'm not mad. So many parents like this. It's like they fall in love with somebody else. It's like when a boyfriend just goes off you a bit, but kind of still wants you around because you make nice food and you just, you're quite fun.
Well, I've never had that bit, but
or it's good when they come home to you and they're a bit hungover or something. That's exactly what it feels like. And, of course, as a mum of a teen, you've got to take it all because why they're like that is because they know you love them more than anything, and you can take all the moods, you can take all the anger, you can take everything that they're taking out on you. But it's a lonely place. And I do that with so it must be so hard if you're on your own with it.
Well, I think it's harder when you've got a boy. I've got a girl and a boy. My son is older. And Tanisha's like, mummy. And Jamal used to be like that, but I think because I spent so much time at work away from him when he was born, I was a single mum and I had to go to work. That was just the option, the only option that I had. So I would try and do my things with him, but I'd have those regrets of not now looking back and saying, I wish I'd spent more time with both of them, but especially him, because I was new to all of that. And
Did you think most keenly when he was a teen, though? Did you think, he's now this and he's moving away from it and I lost that time when he was small?
He started moving away from me probably when he was about 10 years old and, he's found his own feet and I felt really redundant. I'm like, I would make up things just so I could hang out with him. And he knows that I'm just making stuff. I'm like, no, Mum, no, can you not? I come in for a kiss. No, what you doing? All of that. And it does make me feel, oh, I just want to hug you. I just want to smother you.
The physical thing is hard, isn't it? Like that little hand going into your hands.
Yeah. They just don't need you anymore. I mean, Kira's obviously just turned 18, literally 2 minutes ago.
I feel really, really sad listening to you say that and I don't know how to say it without sounding a bit smug.
But just go for smugness. Go on, Coleen.
No, I don't mean it in a smug way, but I honestly, hand on my heart, haven't experienced it. Genuinely, I haven't. I feel like they've needed me more as they've got older. I feel like we bond more as they've got older. I feel like now we can and do talk about everything.
Yeah.
I've said before that the loneliness bit, I feel, is that they don't need me for general everyday things.
Yeah.
They don't need me to drive them anywhere anymore and, you know, pick them up from school, all those things. But and I haven't gone through the teenage, I feel like they hate me.
Yeah. There we go. Is that better?
But you know
better.
what? There is good news because Maddie's now 16 and she's so coming back to me. But I've got Kiki coming up behind.
Well, because you've already been through it once, do you have any tips on parents who are maybe going through it for the first time?
I mean, I think, you know, we're all just struggling, aren't we? But, I mean, I think the most important thing is, like we were talking about, it's like any relationship, isn't it? It's about communication. It's about... I remember talking to this teenologist, it is a thing, and she was saying, you know, the thing is, because they remove themselves a bit, she goes, that's an important part of growing up, but we're so keen to know everything, so we'll ask them one question after another, after another, another, and they start shutting down because you want to know too much.
But also
you
we
just sort
dismiss
of
them.
wait. Yeah.
I think we dismiss their problems, and because we go... and rightly so, in your head you're going, you've no idea about real life yet, that's not stressful. But I don't think we should ever dismiss what they're going through. I know, my mum used to do it. My mum used to go, oh, shut up, you know, you've got, you know, you don't even know what real life is. And at that moment, and I'll never forget that feeling of, why is she not listening to me? Because I'm either heartbroken or I'm angry.
And like they say, that's not real love.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you say that to a teenager?
And I think
they're in
it's
agony?
really important to listen to teenagers.
To listen.
Really
Absolutely.
I think that's a generational thing. So I don't think any of us do that. I think we do treat everything as relevant and important to them.